In this video, you'll discover 10 simple steps to help you lower your insulin levels. Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Zarowski and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and join our notification community so I can help you excel your health and your life. In this video, we have a great topic and it's how to lower your insulin levels. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that having high insulin is not a good thing. Basically, it's going to lead to fat storage, it's going to lead to obesity, it's going to lead to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and so many other degenerative diseases. So we want to really focus on bringing those insulin levels down, and that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. Let's talk about my top 10 tips in order to lower insulin. First here on our list is going to be the ketogenic diet or a low carb diet. Now, when I say low carb diet, it typically allows a little bit more carbs in the ketogenic diet itself, but what it's going to do is it's going to improve insulin sensitivity. You're going to be removing those refined carbohydrates out of your diet. You're also going to be removing the sugar from your diet. And then as a result of following that ketogenic diet, you're basically increasing your fat content. When you increase fat content, for one, it's more satiating, so you don't have to eat as much. But the other thing that's great about it is that when you combine fat with about any other food, it helps keep your insulin and blood sugar levels more stable. So powerful stuff there. Next is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is powerful in a couple ways. So first of all, if we're doing regular 16 and 8 intermittent fasting, you're basically skipping breakfast and then you're driving those insulin levels down super low for 16 hours. Really powerful when it comes to overall healing in the body. And if you're doing the 1 meal a day program that I teach, basically 1 meal a day goes and drops your insulin levels for about 22 hours a day. So that's even more powerful. So doing intermittent fasting or 1 meal a day is really, really great for just driving that insulin level really low in the body. Next here is apple cider vinegar. Now, everybody loves apple cider vinegar, and so basically the reason for this is research proven to help you lose weight, balance your blood sugar, drive insulin levels down, balance the body's pH. A lot of great things happening here with apple cider vinegar. So basically what the research shows us though is that if we consume 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar pre or post meal, that is going to really help keep your insulin levels low and your blood sugar levels low. And when we look at all these different topics right here, intermittent fasting, apple cider vinegar, ketogenic diet, I'll put resources to all these different topics in the description here below because I've done tons of videos on them. And when we look at apple cider vinegar, I want to mention too that you actually can use a capsule form if you're someone who does not like to use the liquid because you don't like the taste. So I'll put resources for everything below here. Next is removing the sugar. This is really important. When we look at removing the sugar, I mean, there's so many people who are over consuming sugar in a huge way. When we look at sugar in nature, we don't just ever see, some sort of fruit that has excessive sugar in it without anything else in it. It always has fiber involved. And so we want to make sure that when we look at sugar in general, that we are looking at labels and we're decreasing our sugar intake that way by reading the labels. We also want to make sure that we're not scooping sugar out of the sugar bowl and decreasing sugar that way. And then as a result of that, we're going to find that we're driving those insulin levels low. And we also want to make sure that we're not going and consuming highly processed sugar like high fructose corn syrup that just really skyrockets blood sugar, skyrockets insulin, really bad stuff. So make sure that you're removing sugar. Next is cinnamon. Now, cinnamon's awesome. I mean, you can actually take cinnamon, you can add it to some apple cider vinegar, and you have like a incredible recipe for success when driving insulin level low. Now, cinnamon itself is going to help improve your insulin sensitivity here and also decrease your insulin levels. So cinnamon is very powerful, been used for many years in traditional medicine as well. And so we want to make sure that we use cinnamon in order to actually go and drive down the blood sugar and insulin levels. Next here is refined carbohydrates. So we want to make sure we're removing those refined carbohydrates. We're thinking pasta, we're thinking bagels, white bread, we're thinking all these different refined carbohydrates that are destroying your health. And we want to remove those because when we eat all those refined carbs, it leads to weight gain and it also leads to insulin sensitivity issues. So removing those from the diet, following a low carb or ketogenic diet is very powerful. Next year is increasing your physical activity. So people who do physical activity are proven to have much lower insulin levels in the research. And so 2 great ways that are actually research proven to lower those insulin levels are going to be high intensity interval training. And I talked about that in the past couple of videos. And basically high intensity interval training is where you're doing a very highly intense exercise for a short duration. So let's say doing sprints for 20 minutes. That would be an example. And so high intensity interval training is really great. And then also resistance training as well. So that basically means like weightlifting, okay? And so adding in that physical activity is going to be very powerful for driving insulin levels lower. Next here is trans fats and hydrogenated oils. We have to make sure that we're pulling these out of our diet. When we think of trans fats and hydrogenated oils, we're thinking of all these processed foods that are in the stores, and basically they use it in order to increase shelf life. Now, a lot of hydrogenated oils and trans fats are also used in restaurants because first of all, they're cheap, but also, they can be used again and again in the fryer in order to, save money. So we have to always remember that they cause inflammation, they cause insulin sensitivity issues as well. Next is berberine. Now, berberine's a really powerful nutrient here. In one of my other videos, I've talked about how I really love berberine, and it was one of the favorite things I came across last year when working with patients because I saw such great results for helping cleaning out microbes in the gut, but also for decreasing blood sugar. So using berberine is real powerful. It's going to help decrease blood sugar, decrease insulin levels, really, really, really good. So the next thing here on our list is portion control. There's so many people out there that are overeating. They're consuming way more calories than they're expending on a daily basis. So what we want to do is make sure that we're not overeating, okay? Following the ketogenic diet is going to help us with this. Doing intermittent fasting is going to help us with this. But also knowing how many calories you're expending on a daily basis and not overeating on the regular is going to help in many ways. So basically what was found in the research is those who are over consuming food consistently had chronically high insulin levels. So we want to make sure that we're watching our portion sizes and keeping them low. So anyway, these are the top 10 tips that I have for you to help decrease insulin levels in your body. It's so important because when we look at longevity and actually reversing many health conditions and also making sure that we're not causing these chronic diseases that so many people are facing today, we want to make sure that we're decreasing our insulin levels because it's one of the most powerful things we can do. So be sure to share this video with your friends so that they can see this information. Give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, put it in the comment section here down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I'd greatly appreciate it. And then check out my other videos on how you can improve your health. I'll see you in the next video.